Matt O'Connor. I'm an attorney here in Kansas City, Missouri, practicing at the O'Connor Law Firm PC, Mid-America Trial Lawyers. This piece is to explain educationally what the difference is between a suspended imposition of sentence and a suspended execution of sentence in terms of probation. Oftentimes, clients or defendants will be offered a suspended imposition of sentence, otherwise called an SIS. And what that means is the court does not impose the sentence. It is a legal fiction. That means it's as if it didn't happen. So that you enter a plea of guilty, you're placed on probation, and if you complete the probation successfully, there's never a conviction. But here's the problem with that, and this is what a lot of people don't understand. That's the law in Missouri. If you get a federal charge later, they will still look at that SIS, that suspended imposition of sentence, and count it towards your guidelines. You see, in federal court, everything in your criminal history counts towards how many months you get based on the offense level. It's a very complicated matrix of your level of offense plus your criminal history. It's basically a grid. It's a very complex analysis. If you've ever done very complex tax returns, you can get sort of a feel for how it is to run your federal guidelines. The reason that is important is an SIS is oftentimes told to you like, oh, don't worry, it's never going to show up on your record. That's not actually true in all cases, so you need to be very wary of that, but think about it very, very carefully. Now, I'm not saying that it's not a good resolution to get a suspended imposition of sentence or an SIS. Oftentimes, it's the best possible result. But do keep in mind that if it's a drug case, especially for marijuana or things like that, that can affect your ability to get financial aid if you're going to college. So you need to see that that is amended to something else, such as a paraphernalia or a lesser charge, because that will affect your ability, unfortunately, to be able to obtain federal grant money so you can better yourself through education. Now, as for the second part, the suspended execution of sentence, what that means is, let's say the judge sentences you to 6 months. He suspends executing that or having you actually do the 6 months in jail if you complete the probation successfully. Now, the main difference between an SIS, the suspended imposition of sentence, and the suspended execution of sentence is that the suspended execution of sentence most definitely will show up on your record. It'll show that you were placed on probation, given a 6-month sentence, as I've used in this example, and that you were placed on probation. It may show that you successfully completed it, but certainly it will show up on your record. One thing also to be very mindful of, in the age of computers and data, whenever you are arrested, there is an FBI record of it. And Missouri uses a system called MULES, which stands for something that is very long. It's MULES. It's probably like Missouri law enforcement something. But basically, it'll be in the MULES system, and it'll also be in the FBI data bank as well. So anytime you're arrested, even if charges aren't filed, it's possible it could be there on your record, so to speak. So probably the best thing to do is try to obtain your own record to check out yourself to see what shows up and what shouldn't be on there, sort of like you would do for a credit report. So again, main difference between an SIS, a suspended imposition of sentence, and a suspended execution of sentence is the SIS is not considered a conviction in Missouri, although other states and federal court certainly can interpret it differently, and it may impact your sentence in a later case. And the suspended execution of sentence, where the judge gives you a set term but doesn't actually require you to do it if you complete the probation. So that's the difference between an SIS and an SES here in Missouri. Thank you.